GBPJPY, guys, just tap into the last GBPJPY prediction where I did. GBPJPY, tap into the last prediction. This is for the non-believers, bro, because these predictions are coming into fruition by the day. You get me? So I'm just gonna start on the daily and see where we at with GBPJPY. Honestly, like, I'm just keeping this chart here because these are the five I'm planning on focusing on going forward. You know, Euro AUD, GBP AUD, especially these two, bruh. Euro AUD, GBP AUD, and Nasdaq and US30. But then I'm keeping this one on here because this thing pays good, bruh. GBP JPY pays good. That's why I'm keeping it on here. But as for me, I really don't like this movement right now. This choppiness. You get me? I really don't like this choppiness that's going on. I tend to avoid charts that do this because like, the direction takes time to come into fruition. The predictions take time to come into fruition, and the charts are just slow, bruh. You get me? The charts are slow, and I usually avoid charts that look like this, that are choppy. Guys, there's many forex charts, there's many forex charts that you can choose, and I usually avoid things like this. I would trade this thing if I could see it was moving nicely like this, bro, like in a nice flow like this, but then when it starts to get within a range like this, I tend to avoid it. But anyways, we are bullish within here, gents. GBPJPY is bullish within here. Just tap into the previous videos if you want to see, because I've been keeping up with this thing. Tap into the previous videos. So we are bullish within here, and we are forming a descending correction, as you can see, descending correction. So this thing might come and tap in and come back and bounce again, but I'll be happy to see this thing break this trend line here, come back and retest and bounce higher and come and challenge these all-time highs right here. You know, that's what I would love to see. Or the opposite, you get me? Or the opposite. See this thing break like so, or the opposite. And this is just the large time frame, guys. This is just the large time frame. Break. It can break or bounce. You get me? It can break or bounce within here. It can break or bounce, but if it breaks, it's gonna retest and follow through. If it breaks, it's gonna retest. It's gonna retest like so, and then it follows through. Then it follows through like that. That's just the daily. Just looking at it from the daily. Let me move into the lower time frames and see what's actually going on, especially the 4-hour right now. Especially the 4-hour. Oh, I deleted that. Let me just move into the 4-hour real quick to see what's going on. But we are bearish within here. Don't get it twisted. 4-hour, alright, cool. I mean, we are bullish within the daily trading zone right here. We are bullish. And then the 4-hour, you can see I'm not gonna go far. We have been forming bearish structures. Yes, sir. We have been forming bearish structures, and their most recent bearish trading zone that we have is this one right here. As you can see, guys, I was selling GBPJPY this week. I was selling it, and it did sell off this week right here. This move right here. This is this week from here to here. It did sell off. I'm gonna change this to red. 4-hour. I'm gonna change this to red, guys, because it's a bearish trading zone that we in. So what happened? Why did you sell this, you ask? Because I took the low of this candle right here that formed this low that they broke initially, and then I highlighted it through structures, guys, structures. And then what do you know, bruh? They've been chopping around here. So when price was playing in here, I was like, hey, bro, they're not breaking this high. this one right here. I was like, bro, they're not breaking this high. You see, price is just playing within these areas here, playing within these areas nicely, so I was selling this thing here, this week, and it sold off. So we were bearish within there, and as you can see, if I can pull up the fib here, price has just been in the 61.8, bruh, leaving wicks, rejecting. So I have been selling this, and it did sell off this week. What I'd like to happen is for this thing to continue like pushing, and I'll be confident with the sells when it breaks this low right here, and retest and continue selling further. But then we will be bullish if we decide to come up and break this high right here, because remember the daily is bullish. So once we break this high right here and continue, come and retest in these areas, and then continue selling, buying off to come and challenge these daily highs up here. So that's a possibility that can happen. But tracking and following for our structures, we're not expecting that. We're expecting price to follow through. As you can see, it respected this. We're expecting price to follow through and continue breaking these temporal for our structures right here, these temporal ones right here. Continue to see it breaking this low, right here. You get me? Continue to see it breaking this low and retesting and continuing lower further to break this low, and then there we would be looking for further sells to the downside to try and maybe come and challenge this low down here. So we are waiting for structures to develop. Like I said, I don't like these kind of charts. They choppy and slow for me. But then I did trade gold, I did trade GBPJPY this week, and I sold that. If you can just check the previous videos and see how the charts were looking and how they played out. That's it for GBP guys. I don't need to go to the 1 hour because it's just a bunch of noise for me. But then that's it for GBPJPY. We're gonna see what structures do.